Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Live Trading Room's daily Forex analysis. Today is Wednesday, February the 14th, and it's 10:30 in the morning. Let's see how the Forex market is performing through the index grid of our best and worst dashboard. The New Zealand dollar is in first position, gaining 2.33%, followed by the yen, ahead by 1.50%. The Swiss franc is just below parity, followed by the euro, losing 0.18%. The Australian dollar is down by 0.38%. The Canadian dollar is losing 0.54%. The US dollar is down by 0.81%, and the British pound comes last, losing 1.89%. The power strength gives us the British pound 100% short and the New Zealand dollar 100% long. We have high percentages on the US dollar and the yen also, respectively 85% short and 85% long. The best trades so far on the Forex market are Kiwi US dollar ahead by 0.45% and British pound New Zealand dollar down by 0.52%. Now let's go to the charts to analyze the majors. Aussie US dollar started in a bullish tendency, broke the previous daily high, but now it's correcting down toward the daily opening. The pair is still gaining 0.05%, but we have a bearish price action at an intraday level with a breakout of the previous lows from M15 to H1. We have an RSI below 50 from M1 to H1 and on the daily time frame. So with a 57% long Australian dollar against a 71% short US dollar, should the market come back above 0.7865, we may have a resuming of the bullish tendency. But under the daily opening and below 0.7851, we may have a change of scenario and a continuation to the downside. We're noticing the same pattern on euro dollar, which broke the previous daily high and now it's correcting down toward the daily opening at 123.50 with a bearish price action at a scalping and intraday level and a breakout of the previous lows from M5 to H1. The pair is still gaining 0.05%, but the RSI is turning below 50 on the intraday time frames. The US dollar was confluent in a bearish position, 100% short for the power strength, but now is quietly recuperating. So below the daily opening and more so below 123.37, we may have a change of scenario and a continuation to the downside. The cable is already moving in a bearish tendency, having marked an intraday low on target number 2 of the bearish zone of the target geometry at 138.55, with a breakout of the previous lows on the intraday time frames, and the pair is losing 0.23% on a daily basis. We have the RSI below 50 up to the daily time frame and a confluent British pound against a 71% short US dollar. So should the market remain below 138.77, we may have a continuation toward the weekly opening at 138. Kiwi US dollar is still moving in a bullish tendency. After an intraday high marked at 0.7335, the market corrected down at the intersection between target number 3 and the daily fan, which I'm indicating. We have a bullish price action at a scalping level with a breakout of the previous highs on M1, M5, and M15. The pair is gaining 0.48% on a daily basis. We have an RSI above 50 on every time frame except M5 and M15. We have a confluent New Zealand dollar and a statistical confluence from the monthly to the daily level. So we may have a continuation to the upside, unless of course the publication of the inflation data from the United States later in the day should trigger a bounce on the US dollar on its currency basket. US dollar Canada started the session in a bearish tendency, marked an intraday low at 125.60 and then reacted upward from the intersection of target number 3 and the daily fan below. Now the market is near the daily opening with a bullish price action at an intraday level. The market is still losing 0.05%, but the RSI turned above 50 from M5 to the daily. The performance on their respective currency baskets is still in favor of the Canadian dollar. 57% long against 71% short. But we see something changing on the US dollar. So should the market go above the daily opening and more so above 125.99, we may have a continuation to the upside. We can see the bounce of the US dollar unfolding also on US dollar Swiss franc, which is now above the daily opening with a percentage gain of 0.01%. We have a bullish price action at an intraday level with a breakout of the previous highs on M30 and H1. The RSI is above 50 from M1 to H1, so we may have a continuation toward the weekly opening at 0.9389. Now let's close the analysis with the US dollar yen, which is significantly correcting up from the intraday low marked at 106.83. The pair is still losing 0.31%, but we're seeing the RSI turn above 50 on the intraday timeframes. We have an 85% long yen against a 71% short US dollar, so should the market remain below 107.61, we may have a resuming of the bearish tendency. Although above the daily opening at 107.81, we should change attitude and look for bullish signals. That's all for today's analysis. Thank you for your attention. Good day and good trading from Live Trading Room Trading Community.